UvaldeRadio.net, your concert station. Good morning, Robert Miguel here with you. That was some William Beckman, Damn This Heart of Mine, still flying up the Texas charts, and we're getting ready, man. He's going to be performing Friday night, March 17th at Frio River Music Fest at House Pasture in Concan. Starts off tomorrow with Randy Rogers Band. Friday is William Beckman and Charlie Robison. Then Saturday, we've got William Clark Green and Jason Boland and the Stragglers, and there's some great opening acts as well, too, and we're going to get to know one of them right now from the area, Concan, I believe. Let's welcome Connor from the Droptines. Am I saying it right?
Yes, sir. You're saying it right.
I've said it on the radio both ways. Droptines, Droptines. Connor, thank you for joining me here, man. Now, you guys are going to be warming the stage for William Beckman and Charlie Robison Friday night, and then you're going to be playing a show Saturday afternoon at Joe Jimmy's, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you guys got double duty this week for spring break. Let's go ahead and talk about the Droptines. First of all, Connor, what is your job in the band? What do you do?
Well, I'm the songwriter and the frontman. So I come up with the tunes, and then I've got three really, really good musicians that are able to streamline my madness and get it all recorded and out to the masses. So. Just pretty much the brains of the operation.
Now, you guys are like the regional band in the area. You guys call Concan home, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and talk about how the band formed, how you guys got together, and how long you've been around.
Well, I started the project back in 2019, ran into, a big old speed bump with the COVID deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of took the wind out of the sails for a bit. But it's been a collective process. It's hard enough to manage your own life, let alone three other people. But so the roster has changed since the original formation, but I'm very, very happy to say that the guys behind me now they're not going anywhere. But I actually met my guitar player there in Concan. He worked for the Buchanans down there, and that was probably 2010, so I've known him for a while. My drummer, he's some metalhead from San Antonio, but he's good. And our bass player, he's just a solid guy. He's been around. He's played with just about everybody, so it's good to think that he's choosing us over all the other gigs that he could be playing with. So.
I like how you mentioned you got a metalhead in basically what's considered a country band. I know your description is kind of like alt country. Some people, call themselves alternative country. Some people call themselves Americana instead of embracing just that traditional, or I guess you could say typical country label. What makes you alternative country in your estimation?
I just couldn't think of anything else, and they only allow you to tag certain things. I just write songs that I want to hear. So if I want to hear some song that made it like that seems like an escape from the 1990s, then we'll do that. If I want to write an Americana type song with some nuance, then we'll write that. So but I can't escape the vernacular. I can't escape my accent. It's going to come across, and all of it at the end of the day is just a collection of the music that I listen to, which is eclectic, but then also very basic. I love Vanessa Carlton, and I love Matchbox 20, and I love all the poppy stuff, but I like very, very gnarly stuff that no one's ever heard of. So it's just genre bending to a degree. Yeah. With the overarching theme of South Texas way of talking.
I think you're onto something there, because if you call yourself, if you give yourself a narrow label, then people expect you to live up to that. But what you're saying is basically you want to have the freedom to be a little versatile and do what you like instead of having to live up to somebody's expectation. So
you just don't want to. All these days with people wanting to add more, post-apocalyptic, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't care for all that. Really, it's just Southern rock at the end of the day, I believe.
Yeah, very good. Well, again,
I don't know.
We've got Connor here from the Droptines. Let's talk about the name. What is the Droptines? What does that mean?
Was growing up in Uvalde County, and we used to have a ranch out there in Carrizo. My family's very, very big on hunting, so the prized buck would always have a drop time. That's what you daydream of.
Uh-huh.
And so it's just a good South Texas trophy is something that you'd always, if you saw a buck with a drop time, then that was the stud on the ranch, and that's the one that you wanted on the wall. So it's just the prize buck, essentially. It's just a really cool anomaly that occurs with antlers, and I couldn't think of anything else. And when I told my mom and my grandma that's what I wanted to name the band, they lit up like a Christmas tree. So I went with it, and there's no going back. But there is a lot of people that do mispronounce it, and depending on where they're from, it's just funny to hear the way they mispronounce it.
Guilty as charged. That's why one of the things that I'm really happy about finally talking to you is that I finally get clarification. Because you know what? I mean, I'm from around these parts, and it sounds like that's just a typical, Southwest Texas reference. I spend a lot of my time in North Texas, and there's no hunting up there. So anyway, so I really do appreciate the clarification. Man, we're really excited to see you this week for spring break, Frio River Music Fest. I know you guys are no stranger to doing these types of festivals and playing with these caliber artists. Go ahead and give me a little bit of a resume. I mean, again, you're playing with some big names here this week. Tell us what you've already managed to do on the resume so far in your already, I guess, relatively short existence.
Yeah, we've done pretty well so far. I mean, we did the Caveman Festival last year in Colorado, and that was with Zach Bryan and Steve Earle and Jamestown Revival and Lucero and David Ramirez, and it was just a big loaded festival. Now we're doing it again this year, and we'll be with Dawes and Tony Bradshaw, and I've opened up for just about everybody in the Texas country scene. Mm-hmm. But I mean, me personally, I like to shoot a little bit higher than that. So, yeah. I like these national acts that we can get thrown in on, and a buddy of mine, Red Shahan, he's always done well by us, and anytime that dude opens a show or plays a show, he has us open for him. So yeah, it's pretty much my prized moments. Opening up for Charlie will be pretty cool. I've always looked up to him as a songwriter. So we'll see. We sell out Lubbock, and so if I had 10 Lubbocks, then I'd be fine. But we're just gonna take more time. So.
Well, it sounds like you got big dreams. Let's talk about how you plan to accomplish it. Obviously, contacts is part of it. As far as musically, how much music is out there that's already, cut and available online for consumption? And what have you got coming down the pike? I know you just released a new single within the last couple of weeks. Let's talk about the music and how that's going to further your career.
Yes, I don't know exactly how many songs that we have online right now, but it's pretty. There's a lot. At least a dozen, I believe. And then, so we released Bill of Sale in March. And then we're going to release another tune in April, and then another tune in May, another tune in June, another tune in July. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to drop a full-length album in November. So, it's all about the songs. Everybody's concerned about image and TikTok, but it's really the songs that do the talking, and they're going to build the longevity of it. I've seen a lot of bands pop up overnight, and then they don't have the talent or the work ethic to be consistent, and they're just gone off on the wayside. So it's just making sure that there's dignity and authenticity in your tunes, being extremely persistent, and treating it like work, because it is work. A lot of people run whenever they start to sweat with this. They think it's going to be easy, but it's not. It's not. It's something that you've got to really work at and treat with respect. Nothing comes easy.
Now, you mentioned putting out a new track monthly and then putting out a full-length record. I admire anybody who's willing to put out a full-length record or an LP or EP even. What is your... as far as music releases, are you old school like that? Do you want to put out CDs and vinyl? Or are you happy just to putting out digital stuff?
We'll have physical copies. I don't know about the vinyl thing. I'll have them, but, they make you do a minimum order on that stuff, yeah. and I'm not sure. We have physical copies of CDs we sell, but the funny thing is I ordered them once from our first EP back in 2019. I still have the original 200 of them. They're starting to fall apart because they don't sell that much, you know?
Right.
I'm not sure if, I mean, my car has a CD player in it. I said that's probably a red flag for the women out there listening. But they don't make them anymore. You know, so the vinyl deal, yeah, maybe we could do like a print to order thing. But I lived in Austin for a couple years, and I'm kind of talk about red flag. If I walk into a girl's apartment, and she's got a record player. I'm not all about that pretentious stuff necessarily.
It's not pretentious if you had it the whole time, all right?
Right. If you had it from the very go. Right, yeah, but if you got that like next to a incense burner and, you know,
Absolutely. Again, we're talking to Connor here from Droptines. They're performing this week at Frio River Music Fest, opening up for William Beckman and Charlie Robinson. That show's Friday night, and then that show's Friday, and then Saturday, 5 p.m. at Joe Jimmy's. I know you guys have played there before. What's the expectation for the daytime show at Joe Jimmy's out there? They always have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it should be pretty good. I know they have a crawfish boil.
Yeah.
And it's a fun place. I've always appreciated the Davenports, and they've always looked out for me. No, I mean, I think there will be a good crowd, good local crowd, and hopefully some fans from out of town that show up. But my main thing is, you know, I hope to find a pretty young girl from Uvalde, because I'm tired of dating these city women.
All right. All you single ladies. All the single ladies.
I've got one particular in mind. I hope that she's there.
Okay.
But
hopefully she's hearing what you're laying down right here, right now.
All right. I'm going to tell her to listen to the radio.
Very good. Well, man, Connor, you guys are doing double duty, you know, back-to-back shows this spring break. Are you guys going to squeeze in some time to get on the river or do any of the spring break festivities?
I mean, I've tried that before, but once I start to, you know, put my butt in the Frio River and I start drinking, and I got to be solid for it. So I might dip my toes in, but I don't know. In order to perform properly, I might need to relax, and then we got to turn around and head back up to Austin. We got a South by Southwest deal on Sunday.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that, man. South by Southwest is coming up. I know you guys have cool stuff going on. Give us a little preview as to what's to come, because I mean we're heading into spring and then summer, so you know the shows and festivals and whatnot's going to start opening up. Any big plans for spring and summer?
I mean, yeah, we'll do the South by Southwest deal. We got a couple of shows there. We got the Lone Star Fest and Round Rock. We got, we're just pretty much all over the place. Mm-hmm. We're still, I mean, at the moment, booking ourselves, but that's going to change in a week or so. I'll make that announcement later. We've got a lot of good shows coming up. I don't have my calendar pulled up, but you can check it out at thedroptines.com.
That's right. Shameless plug for the website, thedroptines.com, and find them on social media. I know you guys got a Bands in Town page and Facebook and other great stuff too. So let's go and talk about the brand new song. It's been out for less than 2 weeks, right? It's called Bill of Sale. Give me the background on the song, and we'll get it on the air. But tell us all about it.
Well, when I wrote that song, really, it was everybody in Austin and Central Texas, and I don't know what it's to blame, whether it's Old Town Road or Yellowstone, but they all think that they're cowboys now, and they're all playing honky tonk type music, and really, to me, it feels a lot like cultural appropriation. And I'm not a cowboy. I know real cowboys. I grew up in Uvalde. I grew up in Carrizo. I know a brush Texas cowboy.
Yeah.
But I'm a river rat through and through. Now, can I saddle a horse? Sure. Can I do all that stuff? Yeah. But so rather than sit on the sidelines and feel like someone else is propagating culture that I feel attached to, so you know what, we're gonna write a Western tune. It's gonna be really cinematic. It's gonna be really, really theatrical, and but it's gonna have some nuance. So we did the tempo changes, and we did it was our harmonica debut. But as far as the lyrics are concerned, it's more or less our elevator pitch as to what the Droptines are, and from my perspective as a songwriter, it's what I am, And it's I am a Christian. I'm not a very good one, but I'm in that constant pursuit of being a good person. But that duality is just hard. It's hard to tell when you're doing something right and when you're doing something wrong, and whether it's just this big old juxtaposition of making sure whether the decisions that you've made have the right value. So I think I did a pretty good job at it. It's one of those tunes that you can listen to over and over again and pull something different from. We layered it well. So, and that was produced by my buddy David Beck, who does Tahana Weekend, and he really did a good job. I'm really proud of that one. I think that might be my favorite at the moment.
Very good, man. Well, again, the song is called Bill of Sale. We're going to get it on here. But first, you know what? You kind of started talking about the band. But before we wrap it up, give the guys a shout-out. Tell us the names of the guys and what they do in the Droptines.
So I got my lead guitar player, Carlos Calico Quaid. He's from some small little town outside of Houston, but don't judge him for that. He's a really good one. And then I've got my bass player, Dylan Sampson, and he's a card-carrying Choctaw, and he's from Marietta, Oklahoma. And then I've got my drummer, Steve Rodriguez, who is completely and utterly the embodiment of San Antonio, dreadlocks and 99.5 Kiss, you know.
Nice.
They're all good guys, you know, and they're all down to ride, and they've all got my back. So I couldn't be in a better position to keep carrying forward.
Well, man, Connor, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and getting to know about the band. Again, the Droptines, find them online at thedroptines.com. Playing Friday at House Pasture and then Saturday at Joe Jimmy's. And let's go ahead and do the new song here. It's called Bill of Sale. This is the Droptines, and this is Uvalde Radio. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.